Welcome to all my dear students. Here I am Professor S.B.Wategaonkar along with my colleagues Dr. S.M. Shinde Patil, Professor Sadanand Jadhav, Professor Samadhan Jadhav, Department of Basic Sciences and Humanities, Sanjay Ghodawat Polytechnic, Atigre, Kolhapur. Here we are going to start the new topic, metals and alloys. It is very interesting topic. Let's we start with the characteristics of the metal. So first important term is the hardness. Hardness is the ability of the metal to resist wear and abrasion. For example, tungsten, it is found to be hardest metal, and potassium, it is found to be a softest metal. Another important characteristics is the ductility. Ductility is nothing but metal can be drawn into the thin wires. So such a property is called as ductility. Next property is the malleability. Malleability is a property of metal by which it can be hammered without breaking into thin sheets or desired shape. For example, gold, silver, platinum and copper are the most malleable metals. Next important characteristics, that is tensile strength. The strength of the metal is ability to carry the load without breaking, or it is the ability of the metal to resist pull without breaking. So this is another important characteristics. Next property, we all are aware about the weldability. That means the two metal pieces can be joined with the another one. So this is the weldability. Next one is the toughness. The property of the metal to resist repeated shocks and vibrations without breaking. That is also called as toughness. Then the machinability. Machinability is the property of the metal by which it can be easily cut into desired shape and surface finish by the cutting tools. So another important property is the castability. Castability is nothing but the process of pouring the molten metal into the suitable mold and allowing it to the cool to solidify. That is called as casting. Generally, all the metals are good casting material. All metals can be casted, but iron is the most suitable metal for casting process because molten iron has good fluidity and small shrinkage on cooling. Next property is the forging. So it is a very important term, that is forging. Forging is the process of giving predefined shape to the piece of the metal at sufficiently high temperature when the metal is in a plastic state. So last one is the brazing and soldering. These are the two different characteristics. The basic difference is above 400 and below the 400. So let's start the definition of the brazing. Brazing is the method of joining the metal surfaces by introducing a molten non-ferrous alloy with melting point above 400 degrees Celsius, and for the soldering it is below 400. So these are the important property we have seen of the metal. Next, occurrence of the metals. Metal found in the earth crust in the form of two states. One is combined state, another is native state. Almost all the metals we found in earth crust in the form of combined state due to the action of moisture, air, carbon dioxide, non-metal present in the earth crust and surroundings. So let me start the definition of the mineral. So mineral is also major part of the compound, a naturally occurring substance which contains a metal in combined state. It is called as minerals. And ore is a part of the mineral. Ore is nothing but a mineral from which metal can be extracted economically or profitably. That is called as ore. So generally all ores are minerals, but all minerals are not ores. For that we take the example of aluminium and bauxite. Generally the aluminium can be extracted from the bauxite. We know that the bauxite is the ore of aluminium, but bauxite is generally extracted from the clay. So clay is the mineral and bauxite is a ore. This is very good example for that. So different metals are found in different compounds like oxides, carbonates, sulfides, sulfates and halides. Let me see all the metals like hematite, zincite, cuprite, bauxite, limestone is there, calamine, magnesite, copper pyrites, galena, So different metals were found. We found that metal in the form of their compounding state. Another important term, which is basic term, that is gang or matrix. The unwanted impurity which is associated with the metal ore, that is called as gang or matrix. And to remove the gang or matrix, another term is created that is called as flux. If we add the flux into the gang automatically removed combination of flux and matrix, that is called as slag. So these are the examples, few examples of slag. Next state is a native state or free state. Metals like silver, gold, platinum are found in our crust in the form of native state. They are called as native metals. So this is very important chart regarding the extraction process of the metal. And we see there is a metal can be extracted from the ore through the different processes like crushing, concentration, reduction, refining. So if we take ore, we first crush that ore into a jaw crusher, then we make a fine powder. This fine powder is taken into the concentration chamber. In the concentration, all the impurity gets removed by the physical as well as chemical process. Then another process is the reduction. In the reduction, there are smelting, aluminothermic process, electrolytic process are there. Another process is the refining. In that, the metal gets refined in this, that is pulling, liquefaction, distillation, electrolytic refining, and finally you will get the metal. So this is the general scenario how to get metal from the ore. Okay, thank you. So these are the references: engineering chemistry by S.S. Dara, engineering chemistry by Jain and Jain. So at the end of ask two simple questions to the student, and I tell them to be ready with answer. What do you mean by malleability? And another question, what do you mean by mineral? Thank you.